Hi, and welcome to Ye Olde Tech. This video is a little different, because today we are going to be looking at Age of Mythology, a game that I extensively have played before and know very well. This isn't going to just be a random kid's toy, but this is going to be an actual PC game that I enjoyed, so this is a little different from my other videos. Also, I did work on this video a lot, but it's not scripted. I'm going to actually talk about the game in itself and explain it. Second of all, very important, I'm criticizing the game. I have all and every single right to be able to play the music in the background. Also, it sounds really good. Secondly, unlike my other reviews, which have kind of delved towards the negative, I'm going to try to keep critical of this game, but do realize that this is a game that I played in my childhood, and I really do enjoy this. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to be so against all the overpoweredness in this game. Now, what do I mean by overpoweredness? Well, Age of Mythology is a spin-off to the Age of Empires series, but instead of having medieval fortresses and castles, this takes the same appliances, but takes you back to archaic ages where people worshipped gods like the Egyptians, the Norwegians, and the Greeks. And you can use their gods and god powers to benefit your civilization. It means you can have hydras, medusas, you can have beetles and the Sphinx. You can even channel Ragnarok through the Norse. There are also the Atlanteans, which in all intents and purposes are basically the Romans. They worship the Titans from the Greek mythology. And the Chinese, which have recently come out and people don't really like it. By recently, I mean 2015. This game is pretty old. It was released in 2002 by Assemble Studios. One key difference is that you can have god powers, which basically give you an effect on your economy or on the troops, destroying walls, for example, increasing your gold mine, or maybe killing a specific unit. Another difference are myth units. Myth units can attack and have special bonuses against specific things. For example, a Hydra, which can have many heads, more units it kills, or a Minotaur, which is a special attack that allows it to throw one unit and instantly kill it. All of these are very powerful and can help benefit you and your civilization. And of course, there are a few little differences here and there. For example, Age of Mythology has this very useful technique that no other Age of Empires game, to my knowledge, has, which is auto-queue. As you can see here in this gameplay footage, on my TC, there is this little green arrow. When I put that, the unit will auto-go until I click the green arrow again, so I don't have to constantly go back to my TC, or town center, and click it. This is very useful, but it also charges your economy each time, so you want to keep watch of that. Counters in this game are also a little easy and difficult at the same time. You have spearmen, or infantry, which are good against cavalry. Archers are good against infantry, and cavalry is good against archers, though it's not to say that one archer will beat one infantryman. Not all, because the infantrymen will be able to come up close. But if you have infantrymen and you have archers, those archers will kill them. Also, unlike Age of Empires 3, in Age of Mythology you have to have a drop site, or a place to put your food, wood, and gold. In Age of Empires 2, you always have specific ones, but some civilizations don't work like that. The Egyptians, yes, they have to build certain ones, but those are free, and they take a long time to build. The North, they have these little ox carts that can carry everything. Atlanteans, their villagers don't need a single drop site, but they're very slow and in moving, gathering there faster. And the Greeks have one place for food and one place for both wood and gold. Now, when you attack, there are also myth units, as I previously mentioned, but there are also heroes, which are units that are strong, but especially good against myth units. Depending on what civilization you are playing, you could have a lot of them, or you can have a little of them, but those are always good against myth units. Age of Mythology, like other Age of games, don't allow you to build TCs anywhere. They have to be in specific spots. making very interesting battles against where you want to put your town center. Now, after the civilization parts, Greeks, Norse, Egyptians, there are sub-gods. For example, I can choose to worship Thor, and he'll give me special upgrades on my cavalry, and maybe a god power that will give me Dorvern's mines. Or I can worship Loki, and I can have a god power that allows me to see what one specific unit is doing for the entire game, until, it's dead. Or Zeus, in the Greeks, which would give me a bolt, or Hades from the Greeks, which would give me sentinels. There are multiple gods to choose, and they could definitely change how the game works, but not the units themselves, mostly. Favor is also another thing in this game, which allows you to get special upgrades that those gods give you. But yeah, that will require you to worship a little. With the Greeks, you task them to the temple. With the Egyptians, they have to build monuments, which give you more favor. With the Norse, well, they fight to please their gods. The Atlanteans get them automatically, but they get more for more town centers that you have. And the Chinese use gardens, which is a difficult thing to explain. All of this combined with multiple civilizations competing for each other, and it becomes a really fun rat's race to try to destroy the other person's base before they destroy you. There are a lot of really interesting strategies that involve all sorts of things, and it's an amazing strategy game in my opinion. So would I recommend you to buy it? Mostly. The only problem is, it's not very fun alone. After you finish the single-player scenarios, which I haven't even brushed on, there's not really much else to do after that. You can play against the computers, but eventually it gets old, no matter how improved the AI is now. If you play it, you best have a few friends, because it becomes really fun after that. There are all sorts of fun maps and challenges that you can do, and unlike other games, it even allows you to have a scenario editor, which allows you to make your own scenarios, maps, and all sorts of stuff in an actual GUI that's easy to use, not just a programming terminal type. You can also test other things, and it really helps. So remember how I said this was different from my other videos? Well, besides just not being about kids' electronics, which by the way I will return to, it's just I have only so many kids' electronics I can show at a time. I would also like to announce that I will occasionally put Age of Mythology videos where I actually play. So free public humiliation, that's pretty good. And I know this video is not going to be very popular because it's a lot longer than my other videos, but hopefully some people enjoy it. Alright, goodbye. And thanks for watching Ye Olde Tech. That's going to get annoying and it's going to haunt me in a few years. And since you guys really liked the VTech video, next time I'm going to be looking a lot more closely on it and how it works, including possibly even taking the machine out itself. Alright, goodbye.